The Georgia Gym Dogs take their high wire act on the road with stunning results. We'll have all the highlights next.
What can I say? They were the best. They really stood out. They put it all together when it counts, and that's what the sport's all about.
What a routine.
And that just may do it for Georgia here tonight.
The Gym Dog Show is brought to you by Melwood Springs. Melwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Yocklin. Welcome to the Gym Dog Show. This past weekend, our team traveled to Lexington, Kentucky for our third competition of the season. We won the meet, which brings our record to 7-0. Joining me today, as always, is Associate Head Coach Jay Clark. We started the competition on the uneven bars, as we do for all away competitions. Jay's our bars coach. How do you think we did on that first rotation?
This was clearly our best meet so far on the uneven bars. We spent an awful lot of time working on the execution, the finer points of their routines, hitting the handstands, sticking the landings. They really are starting to come around on this event.
Let's take a look at this first rotation, which finds Georgia on the uneven bars and Kentucky starting on vaulting. Welcome to Memorial Coliseum, where the Gym Dogs are competing against the Wildcats of Lexington, Kentucky. As the visiting team, the Georgia team will start on the uneven bars. This is Sam Sheehan, a freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio. She was on Mary Lee Tracy's team in Cincinnati. This is Sam's first time competing the uneven bars. There's her release move, a Ginger. She did that very nice. And so far, she's doing a good job. She hits that last handstand. Her combination at the end is a giant full twist to an immediate double tuck, and she sticks the landing. That's a great routine for Sam. First time out on the uneven bars, and she scores a 9.775.
Next up for us on the uneven bars was Nikki Childs. If you'll watch Nikki's line, you'll see she's just incredible extension and toe point on all of her handstands and throughout this routine. She starts with a giant full to a Ginger as well, same as Sam did. Kip cast handstand into a pack salto for her second release. Very nicely done there. She had some trouble on that the week prior to this. Does a soul circle, comes back to the high bar. Nice extension again on the handstand. Very good giant full to an immediate double tuck dismount. Takes one step here on the landing for a 9.85.
Third in the lineup for Georgia is Katie Heenan. Katie is one of Georgia's top uneven bar performers. She's another one of 5 freshmen. She starts out with the Shaposhnikova, and you can see her legs came apart as she grabbed the high bar, and that was a big deduction for her in terms of form. The rest of the routine looks good. She hits her handstands. Nice straight arms on the bar, toe on, toe off. Nice giant with a half turn on top of the bar and a double front dismount. Legs apart a little bit and a step, and another score of 9.85.
Up for Kentucky on vaulting is Rachel Riley. Rachel is a sophomore for them. She is from Texas and is good friends with Megan Doolin. She does a round off half on, front tuck off, a very nicely done vault. 9.775 was her score. Kelsey Erickson coming up for us here on bars. Kelsey is one of the most difficult bar routines on our team and probably in the country. It starts with a toe on and off the handstand there to an immediate Tkachev. Beautiful amplitude on the Tkachev. A little bit of a trouble there pulling back on the handstand there. Does another E-level release, which is a Pike Jaeger, to an overshoot. And then winds up her routine. Pretty good handstand here. She's really been working hard on those handstands. 2 giants into an E-level dismount, Arabian double front, when she takes a step forward, but shows very good control on that, scores a 9.8.
Last up on the uneven bars for Georgia is Ashley Kupets. She's a sophomore on the Georgia team. This is one of Ashley's best events. Giant full pirouette, giant with a half turn, right to handstand, immediate full twisting reverse hecht called a Shishinova. Another handstand. She has beautiful handstand work. A little short on that bail to the low bar, and now she gets ready to dismount, which is a giant with a full pirouette, a D-level skill, right here on top of the bar, into an immediate double tuck. Nice routine, step on the dismount, but the high score of the day, 9.875. Now Georgia moves over to the vaulting event. First up for Georgia, Katie Heenan. She does a round-off entry, Yurchenko with a full. Little problem, hits on the side of the horse, crooked, and you can see has a really bad landing. That's unfortunate for Katie. She typically has an exceptional vault, but this is not a good one at all. You can see she's a little crooked on the side of the horse, goes off to the side, stays on her feet, which took a lot of effort.
Next up for Georgia's Kelsey Erickson on the vault. Potentially, this is one of her better events. We're really working. You see, if she pikes that down just a little bit, we're working on trying to get her to be more extended and open in her hips. Good score for us on this night, 9.825. We only had 5 vaulters in the lineup, and so we really wanted to make sure we were consistent.
Next up on the uneven bars for Kentucky is Chrissy Cannon. Chrissy's a freshman. She was the Tennessee Level 10 state champion on the uneven bars and is one of a handful of underclassmen for Kentucky. Ends with a double layout dismount. Very nice there, working hard to stick it, and she scores a 9.675.
Next up for us is Ashley Kupets on the vault. This is a really nice vault. Round off, half on, front pike off. Beautiful vault. This is the 3rd week in a row she's competed 2 events, and we're really looking forward to getting Ashley going on the other events. But again, you see great extension through the round off there. Beautiful block and repulsion, and a pretty good landing. A little squat, but overall a very, very good vault.
Up next on vaulting is Michelle Emmons. She is the lone senior for Georgia. She does a Yurchenko with a full twist. That is very strong. You can see good distance from the horse, nice and tight on the horse. Michelle has really come a long way over her career at Georgia. Here you see it again, nice block on the horse, good form, just that big step on the landing, and another score of 9.825.
Up for Kentucky on bars is Sari Seaver. This event actually tied her career high on this event tonight. She does a toe on and off uphill to an uprise to handstand. There's a nice line to a full twisting to Tkachev, the same release that Ashley Kupets does for us. A straddle back that's a little flat there. We'd like to see those go all the way to handstand. Good handstand there at the end. Winding up for her dismount, which is a double layout that she lands very cleanly. They had a little bit of a technical foul up, and they competed out of order, and they took a 1/10 deduction.
This is Megan Doolin on vaulting, a freshman for Georgia from Rowlett. You can see she's a little crooked on the horse. We're having trouble today getting lined up straight, and she pulls in the hips and pikes in the hips as she's turning. So that's her biggest problem. We can get Megan to stop twisting early. You can see the block, and right there she starts piking throughout the vault. She never gets totally straight, and that's the reason for the 9.775 score. After 2 rotations, Georgia leads the competition by 1 point, 98.025 to Kentucky's 97.025.
The Gym Dog Show is brought to you by Melwood Springs. Melwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. Brown Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic, Georgia's largest spinal health care organization. By Athens Regional Medical Center. At Athens Regional, we have a specialty. You. By Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we've got what you need. By McCarr Homes. McCarr Homes, built right, right where you want to be. And by Loco's. With salads, sandwiches, wings, burgers, and entrees, there's something for everyone at Loco's.
Band's gonna mop the mat with your mama. Oh, it's on now.
Oh, guys! Look! The delivery guy's here.
Man, the band don't want no pizza. Well, I don't want no Chinese food.
Relax, boys. It's from Loco's.
Tough crowds agree. With salads, sandwiches, wings, burgers, and entrees, there's something for everyone at every occasion on the menu at Loco's.
Nobody eats the band's wings except for band. I need some good wings.
With over 26 active communities in the Atlanta area, McCarr Homes is committed to providing superior customer satisfaction before, during, and after building your dream home. From affordable townhomes to luxurious estate homes, McCarr has a plan and a neighborhood to fit almost any lifestyle. A certified professional builder with over 40 years experience, McCarr Homes is built right, right where you want to be. For available home and home plans, visit www.mccarrhomes.com.
Ask Suzanne, brought to you by Makar Homes. And this week's question is, why isn't Ashley Kupets and or Brittany Smith in the floor lineup? And the answer is, Brittany Smith had ankle surgery last May, and she is recovering from that surgery. We hope to have her in floor exercise this week against Arkansas. And Ashley Kupets, she is building up and gearing up and getting ready to compete floor exercise against Florida. That's Ask Suzanne, brought to you by Makar Homes.
Welcome back. As you can see, vaulting was a struggle for us. We only had 5 girls in the lineup today, and we're going through some growing pains. These girls have got to learn, they've got to warm up effectively so that we avoid some of those mistakes. We now move on to the floor, and at this point we have a full point lead. Suzanne, what do you think we're going to do on floor?
Well, I'm disappointed that we lost some momentum from bars after we finished our vaulting, but we'll pick it back up on floor. It's a great event for us. Let's take a look.
We move to the floor exercise for our 3rd rotation, and getting us started on that event, Megan Doolin, who's been kind of stuck at a 9.65 the first couple of meets. This was actually a very good routine for her. You'll see she starts off here in just a second with a really nice double pike that she really had made a correction on that we've been after. She breaks open, lands a little bit short, but not too bad, controls it and covers it up really well. Middle pass. Round off back handspring, nice double full. She's really doing a much better job of showing her body line through that and not piking it down quite as much. And then her last pass, which is worth 3/10 at the end, the front layout to front full. Wonderfully executed routine. She scored a 9.8, which is her season high. Really plays it up to the crowd and finishes very strong.
Over on balance beam for Kentucky is Chrissy Cannon. Chrissy was a 2-time level 10 state champion from Tennessee on this event, on the balance beam. This event is a real struggle for Kentucky in this competition. It's their lowest scoring event in the meet, but Chrissy is one of their better gymnasts here. She dismounts with a gainer full off the side and takes a step for a 1/10 deduction, and her score was a 9.65.
Sam Sheehan in sort of a homecoming meet for her with a lot of friends and family in the stands. Opens with a double pike. See, she's really struggling. She got a brand new routine earlier in the week, so we expected her execution to be a little bit off. This is the first time she had competed floor for us. Nice 2.5 in the middle. Again, confidence on the landing is just the main thing with her. She hasn't had enough repetition on these landings. And then finishes with a nice whip to double full. She doesn't quite square that around, but again, we expect bigger things out of Sam. Sam's a world medalist on this event, and we know she's going to do a much better job for us in the future. 9.65.
This is Nikki Childs on the floor exercise, another one of our Texas gymnasts. Nikki's just been our most consistent gymnast thus far this season. She's competed on 9 events and hit all 9 of them. She opens with a front double twist, executed very well. She kept her legs together nicely. Right here is a dance move with bonus, a double turn, which is a C-level skill, to a jump double turn. And she did that pretty well. I probably would have deducted 0.05 because she was falling out of the double turn just a little bit. Nikki's middle pass is a front layout, which is 2 C's in a row. She does that well. You can see the legs are together. Body is straight. Can't do it much better than that. Now she'll get ready for another one of her dance combinations, which is bonus, which is a switch leap to a ring position, foot to the head, immediate wolf full, which she got all the way around. I think this is just a great routine from Nikki. I see very few things wrong so far. As I said, maybe the 0.05 on the dance element, but other than that, she is executing very nicely. Now her last pass is just a double twist, which is a C-level skill. It meets the requirements, but the judges are looking for more difficulty in the last pass so that it coordinates a little bit more with the first pass difficulty. But she executed that double full very nicely, and she gets a score of 9.95 from one judge and a 9.75 from the second judge, so there's a very big difference between those 2 scores, and the average 9.85 is a season high for Nikki.
Katie Heenan up next for us. We made some changes this week in her routine, mainly just to give her a little bit of rest. You'll see she opens with what is normally her middle pass, which is a double pike there, done very, very well. Typically, she'll do a front double full punch front in the first pass. She comes back with a front handspring, front layout, very nicely done. Again, we're just wanting her to execute cleanly tonight, give her a little bit of a rest. And then she finishes with a new pass, which was her last pass. There's just a Rudy there at the end, which is worth a D, which gives us plenty of bonus to finish out the routine strongly, so there's no decline from first pass to third. And she does very well and scores a 9.825 for us. We feel like this is one of our stronger floor routines.
This is Kelsey Erickson up last on floor exercise in the Super 6. She fell on the first tumbling pass, but last week against Auburn, she nailed this routine for a 9-9. Here she goes, opening again with the double pike. It's really high. Small step backwards, which could be a .05 deduction. Her middle pass is a front layout, front full. She gets lost in the middle a little bit and just does a half turn there and stumbles around a bit, which is another deduction. Kelsey's last pass is a front full to a front tuck, which is a D-level skill with combination bonus, and she executes that well. Kelsey, like Sam, has a great family atmosphere in the crowd as she lives in Cincinnati. She is from Cincinnati, and that's a great routine with a score of 9.85. After 3 rotations, Georgia leads with a 147.0 to Kentucky's 144.425.
Brittany Smith, what was it like to get your first 10 at Georgia?
Thank you for the question. When I got my 10, it was just an amazing feeling. I never dreamed that I would get a 10, and when I did, I just can't believe the feelings I felt. The crowd going crazy and going out there and waving to everyone. It was just totally amazing.
If you've been injured in an accident, serious neck and back pain may occur. You need to know the pros at Arrowhead.
That's right, Kevin. Car accidents can cause pain that could get worse if not treated immediately. Arrowhead Clinics has been treating auto accident victims successfully for over 25 years. At Arrowhead Clinics, we'll take care of the paperwork for you. Our first concern is your treatment. Call Arrowhead Clinics now if you've been injured in an accident. Relief, recovery, results at the Arrowhead Clinics.
I'm glad I know the pros at Arrowhead.
The Georgia Gym Dogs are red hot. Hot team. Cool water. Melwood Springs, now available at Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we got what you need.
Hi, my name is Ashley Kupetz, and my golden moment was the first time I ran out into the Coliseum at a home meet and saw all the fireworks and the fans screaming.
Welcome back. Well, that floor exercise performance definitely looked like it was early in the season. Our team was not nearly as polished as I was hoping they would be by the third competition. I think part of it was just the overall atmosphere, and again, the team just never got the intensity that they need in order to get the high scores of 9.9. What did you think, Jay?
Well, again, I agree with everything you're saying. I think it's just a sign of a team that's still got a little bit of maturing to do. Fortunately, it is early in the season, and we've got a long way to go. We're headed to Beam now, which should be our strongest event throughout the season. So let's go over there and take a look at the highlights on Beam. We move over to Beam for the final rotation, and what we typically consider to be our strongest event. Michelle Emmons moves back into the leadoff spot for you. If you'll remember, she's been in that spot for a few years, and we felt like this would be a good time to kind of get her in that spot again and get her to lead us off. She has tremendous difficulty there with a 3-series flip-flop layout, but she does very, very well. Has trouble on her front tuck tonight, and that's unusual for Michelle. She's usually very solid on that. Straddle jump to wolf jump for a 10th of bonus, and then finishes up. We took the double back out for this meet, giving her a little bit of a break, so we haven't done the numbers on the 1.5, and she just bobbled a little bit there at the end with a 9.675.
This is Megan Doolan. This is her second time competing Beam for Georgia. Nice layout step out. You can see that she is not pointing her toes as well as she should. That's a front aerial. That's a D-level skill. She had a 1/10 break there when she landed that front aerial. She finishes her routine with an E-level skill and a nodie. and that's very difficult. Again, another little wobble there, and her dismount is a round off 1.5 twist. She takes the small hop and only scores a 9.725, which is a little disappointing considering how much difficulty she has.
Next up for us, Nikki Childs. You'll see her unique mount. And this event, along with the uneven bars, really accentuates her line and her really nice toe point. And I think it's probably where she showcases her talents the best. She comes up with her series here in just a second with a flip-flop layout. Little bit of a wobble there at the end, but she saves it very well. Moves into her switch ring. Nicely done. And then goes to a wolf jump, to a double stag ring jump, which is also bonus for her dance. A little bit of a bobble there. You can see she's a little bit off tonight, but again, her line makes up for so many of these errors. A nice front aerial there. Again, a D-level skill there. Her full turn to meet the requirement. And she moves into her dismount. We're now connecting it to a switch sweep, which should give us another 10th bonus, which is a C. And she steps right into it to a Gainard's Pike off the end, which is another C. 9.825, very solid routine.
This is Brittany Smith, the only junior on the team. Last week against Auburn, Brittany scored a 9.9 on balance beam. This series, back handspring, back layout, is new for Brittany this year, and you can see she has a lot of trouble with it in this competition. That's a 1.5 deduction, so that was a pretty large deduction for Brittany. That was her leap combination with bonus, switch leap wolf, and here's another wolf jump to a back tuck. Brittany is definitely off today. Normally she is very strong on this event and rarely wobbles, but you can see she had a number of problems. Her dismount, which is also a round off 1.5 twist, which is a C-level dismount, Brittany does extremely well and always sticks it. And there you go, she sticks it again for a score of 9.725.
Michelle Gales on floor. Without question, their most dynamic floor routine open was a huge double layout. She is one of the most dynamic tumblers in the nation, not just on the Kentucky team. Comes right back with a front handspring, front full, front layout. Actually, her composition tumbling-wise is the same as what we have Michelle Emmons doing. Then she finishes with a nice high double tuck. Finishes a very, very solid routine, scoring 9.85 for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Last up on balance beam is freshman Katie Heenan. She's our anchor on the beam at the Super 6 Challenge. She came through with a big score, which helped the team push us over the edge to win the Super 6. Here she is tonight. She's hit all 3 events in the competition tonight. And here's her switch leap to one-arm back handspring, which is a C-level leap to a C-level one-arm back handspring. Nice combination and bonus. Here's Katie's flight, which is a back handspring, back layout, step out. Nice and solid. You can see the confidence that she shows and demonstrates when she's on the balance beam. Her leap combination, a wolf jump to a sheep jump. Extremely difficult, new for Katie this week, and she executed it very well. At the end of her routine, she does a front tuck, which is a D-level skill, and this is what the judges are looking for. Difficulty distributed throughout the routine, not just at the beginning. So ending with a front tuck really helps to balance the routine out in terms of difficulty. Katie does a double back dismount, but tonight she will perform a double twist dismount, which meets the requirement. Just give her a little rest because she is one of our workhorses competing in every meet. And there's the double twist, a little deduction on the dismount. But other than that, a great routine for the highest score of the evening, 9.9. Final score for the team, Georgia wins with a 195.85 to Kentucky's 193.325. Routine of the week brought to you by Athens Regional Medical Center is Katie Heenan on the balance beam. Last up for the Georgia team, once again, pulls off a great performance and scores a 9.9. That's Routine of the week brought to you by Athens Regional Medical Center.
I'm sorry, honey, I know it hurts. Oh, x-rays, they don't hurt at all. It's like a magic eye that looks inside of your body to see if anything's broken. This is where Hannah came to get her stitches out last year, remember? Of course, honey, Mommy will be with you the whole time. And remember, Mommy wouldn't take you here if it wasn't the best place in the whole world.
Athens Regional Medical Center, a passion for medical excellence. Drop by drop, pure, refreshing, a trickle becomes a stream. Flowing from the source. Refreshing, fresh, the store or at your door. Millwood Springs.
Countdown to the NC2As, brought to you by Mellwood Springs. This week, the teams around the country are ranked by their average scores. And UCLA comes in ranked #1 in the country with Utah #2. And you will see that the SEC is very strong with Alabama 4, Florida 5, Georgia 6, and LSU 7. That's Countdown to the NC2As, brought to you by Mellwood Springs. Well, as I said earlier in the show, our record now is 7-0. So for a very young team, we're off to a great start. But we're only ranked 6th in the country. Why do you think that is, Jay? And is that indicative of really where we should be?
Well, right now the rankings have just now gone to a place where they're doing it by average versus high score. I think that overall there's been some strange scoring patterns that we've noticed going on all over the country. The only way we're really going to know is when we get on the floor with the Alabamas and the Utahs and the UCLAs and we're judged by the same judges on the same night. I think then we'll get a real true feeling of where our team is and where we stack up against the top teams in the country.
And we'll see that soon. But first, next week, we travel to Arkansas to compete against the Razorbacks. See you next week with the results of this competition.
The Jim Dog Show has been brought to you by Mellwood Springs. Mellwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. Brown Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic, Georgia's largest spinal health care organization. By Athens Regional Medical Center. At Athens Regional, we have a specialty, you. By Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we've got what you need. By McCarr Homes. McCarr Homes, built right, right where you want to be. And by Loco's. With salads, sandwiches, wings, burgers, and entrees, there's something for everyone at Loco's.